This is the Haunted Files Unplugged, where the lights are low, the stories are raw, and the truth is stranger than fiction. Join Mike Del Coro, Eric Vanderlaan, and their special guests as they dive into the dark corners of the paranormal. From hauntings and cryptids to UFO encounters and everything in between. No filters, no scripts, just pure, unfiltered conversation from the world beyond. You're listening to The Haunted Files Unplugged. Holy motherfucker! It always makes me crack up, dude. I'm sorry. It throws me off there at the end there.
I want another experience like that again.
Yeah.
It felt so real. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Eric Vanderlaan. I'm your host of the Haunted Files Unplugged radio show. And I got my healthy host back with me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back. I'm a little raspy. Let's get over a little cold here.
Sexy.
Yeah, baby. So what's going on, guys? We got an awesome fucking show for you guys tonight. I'm gonna let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
We got an amazing show tonight. We're gonna dabble into the occult. And we got my good old friend Nick from the Occult Rejects. He has his own podcast, and I made a little intro for him. Want to see it?
Yeah, man. Let's freaking do it.
Bam.
I love it. Let's get weird.
Yep, let's get weird. And let's bring him on.
We
like weird. We like weird on the show, right, Nick?
Hell yeah, that was great. I love that intro.
You
know what I like too is at the end when you have like ring light, like that really does kind of look like the eclipse I always use in my artwork too. I was like, oh, look at that. That's great.
That's Mike's work right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So yeah, happy to have you. I know you met Eric. You guys have met at a couple events or things like that, right?
You met one, yeah, in Florida.
Yes. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, man. So tell our guests a little bit about what you do, man, and you got a podcast, and
yes.
Yeah, tell us about you, man.
No dicks or demons, okay?
it's not demons. You remember that? That's awesome. Yeah, I'm Nick from the Occult Rejects podcast. Myself, I was into conspiracies for a while and kind of got more interested in the occult, and then eventually started studying the occult. I've been doing that probably since like 2010. But at one point I ended up joining the Ordo Templi Orientis, the OTO, which you have, covered people on associated with that, Jack Parsons. And I was in that for about 5 or 6 years, left, wasn't for me. But after that, I still continue to study the occult. I might look at it a little bit differently than I used to in the past. I look at it from a little bit more of a science angle as well. But yeah, I have a podcast now where I basically kind of try to, I guess, demystify the occult. Like he was saying before, it's not all dicks and demons. I do try to show, I guess, the positive aspect of having a magical experience within yourself. So, yeah, that's, I have experience in the Kabbalah, planetary magic, sigils, all that stuff when it comes to ceremonial magic as well. Talismans, amulets. I was very big into rituals and ceremonial stuff in Kabbalah. So,
okay.
Yeah, do you remember the guy that did that ceremony for
oh yeah, it's a warrior.
Yeah.
Tallahassee. I forgot.
So
It was really freaky.
Yeah,
Had, like,
yeah.
horns and
What's the name of those guys? The
Outcast
paranormal
Paranormal.
Outcast Paranormal, yeah. So they did a really cool event. Really, they wanted to make it all hands on, and they brought in the occultist, and he came out with a friggin' robe, and so did and you know they made it like a little more spooky, or you know what I mean, like kind of play up to the crowd.
Why the fuck not? You know, might as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, a little red lights, some little fog machine
Oh, but
action.
the spooky thing is like, with the red
Yeah,
lights.
that's
But
good
the
magician now.
Yeah.
the spookiest thing about everything was like after we were, because the place is haunted, we were investigating backstage, and this guy's like peeping behind the corners. I'm like, why is he doing that? Really weird.
But you know, just when they got into doing their thing, and it was also man, I'm still a little sick because I'm a little cloudy headed. I can't even think of anybody's freaking name right now. That's not good. Uh Bigfoot Stacy was part of it.
Stacey
And
Brown.
when they got into, and they're on their knees and they're doing this chant, and they're just chanting over and over, and they're getting into this thing, and they're going into the whole spiel, man. I'm like, oh man, what am I getting my fucking self into here? You know, it's definitely a little spooky when you're unfamiliar with it, and you're looking at this stuff, and they had the candles all lit around them, and they're doing this chant, and it started just getting heavier and heavier, and more intense, and you could feel the energy in the room shift. And they even gave like a little thing, like, hey, if anybody is spooked out by this, you know, before, and then they had a psychic medium do like a cleansing at the end, and for everybody, and they did different experiments throughout.
She's a reptilian, though. She's a reptilian.
Well, yeah, I mean, she is definitely out there a little bit. I think, you know, when she was saying she had reptilian spirit guides, which is but I will tell you this, she did tell me that my wife, when I walked outside, this is back when I smoked cigarettes, I walked outside to smoke a cigarette, she walked up to my wife now and told her, you're going to get married in about 6 months, and she had no idea, we hadn't even talked about it, but I was already like buying a ring, and she told my wife that, and so that was pretty freaking crazy.
She could curse in reptilian too, because like Mike snuck his drone inside the location. It's almost like a barn. It was like a music venue. And it's flying around, and it sneaks up behind her, and she starts cursing in reptilian. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I was like,
yeah, it sounded like, you know, just like in tongues, like if she was possessed, dude. It was weird. It was a weird night. So
very weird.
Did you ever notice repetitive phrases?
Yes. Sometimes when we're ghost hunting and stuff, like some kind of words that come out.
No, well, I was no, just because I would listen. I'm just always, I guess,
like in a different dialect.
If she's supposedly talking a reptilian, if she's saying certain things, I'm wondering if you'd hear the same phrase because she's repeating the same sentence.
I don't know. I kind of toned out. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, that's things I'd be like,
because she only threw out a few phrases.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I was just wondering.
Yeah, that was
like she was.
That's a far-fetched claim,
or some Romanian or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you know, it was. There's definitely something like I don't know shit when it comes to the occult, right? I know, just, you know, with I know it's not all evil, and it's not all this, it's not all that. You know, there's different magics and different things that you could do. But you know, a lot of people are scared of it because of you know, some of the things, right? So yeah, right. So I mean, tell us a little bit more about some of the stuff like that. The average person might be interested to know.
We were talking about Aleister Crowley, right?
Yeah, no, Jack Parsons, but
Jack Parsons.
Well, I think just even overall, when it comes to magic,
people say that Aleister Crowley has a bad rap.
Oh yeah, well I would. Yeah, I mean, look at the stories they say about him. I mean, even if half of them are true, it's pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, I never. I mean, the man says it himself twice in his own work. I'm not that dude. Don't put me on a pedestal. I never did. But I do think when it came to the occult, I do think he had a few ideas or a few experiences and understandings. And I do think one of the reasons why I kind of like still, I guess, associate with that side of Magick with Thelema, or why I touch on it a lot. It's because I do think he did point to actually the eyeballs in the brain. Like I do think he actually got into that symbolism and certain stuff in his rituals.
What does that mean
That
for
interests me.
people that like me that don't know what that is? The eyeballs in the brain, like a third eye type thing.
Well, all right. This would be a perfect example when I say it's not always dicks and demons. Some of this might be my idea, but there's other people that have been in magic and far more qualified than I have that I've met recently that agree as well. So I'm just saying, like, this isn't like me theory or just talking some crazy stuff. But when it comes to magic or occult symbolism, especially art, the Renaissance time, I even say a lot of Catholic churches in their art, they're actually depicting parts of your body, like the inside of your eyeball, parts of your brain, your nervous system, because that is all the stuff that determines reaction.
I've seen links like that to the like the ancient Egyptians as well.
That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Right? Like,
oh yeah,
I actually saw the picture when we were gonna have you on the show. I went and looked around on your Instagram there or Facebook or whatever it was.
Did you see the birth of Aphrodite with the eyeball?
Yes, with the shell and the
yeah. I mean, that's all my art, all my logos. That's all based off eyeball stuff, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Everything, almost everything I make with art, with the thumbs and stuff. Believe it or not, the brain of the eyeballs are incorporated in there. Like even with the crossing arms, the optic nerve at the end of your eyeballs cross into your brain. So that's why sometimes I do the cross with the arms to actually represent that. Yeah.
You know what I've been noticing is that a lot, like years and years ago, right? Hollywood and would sneak symbolism into their stuff, right?
Hollywood
and now, but now it's almost like they're not even like subtly putting it in there. They're doing full-blown fucking rituals when it's coming to, like, I can't remember the exact stuff, but I think it was like the opening to the Olympics they did some kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, we covered that shit. It was like 2 years ago, last whatever. That was it was off the hook. The whole beginning.
Yeah. There was another one for like an opening to a tunnel, right, in Germany. Did you see this?
No, maybe I don't think it did.
Oh man, you got to check this out, right? So they did a whole opening ceremony to a tunnel in Germany, and it all depicted like the heavenly war. It was like demons and angels and like this whole big thing, and then like all these symbolisms and crazy shit that you would never think like that had anything to do. Like, it was so weird. I want to find it while you guys chat amongst yourselves real quick. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, we were talking about, and I was on your show, and we've talked about on this show, the Aerojet rocket facility. Probably like one of the most darkest places. If you saw the symbols that were on the wall, could you like?
Oh, I don't remember anymore.
Tell what was going on there.
I think it was in a pentagram at one point. I think that's. Honestly, I can't remember what was there. I'd have to go back and look.
No, I was searching for photos of this one room. It was really weird. It was like, so there's like several rooms where they were doing stuff. One had a huge pentagram with a chair in the middle of the pentagram. One of the legs was broken, and then there's a big blood stain, like they were doing bloodletting.
That's crazy.
And then you go further inside, and inside this building are different rooms. I mean, the only way to get into it's from the inside. There's no windows or anything. And one had like pentagrams. One had the 666. One had something with horns. And then like there was an other room that they were, and it was really weird because like there was a window in the wall going into another room, and that room, from the outside in the hallway, the doorway was welded shut. So the only way to get into it is to the
one
the
place, right?
window in that other room, but it had all these weird symbols. Like I didn't even know what the heck that was. And then inside the room where they had the window where you had to crawl into, the only way to get into it, there was like a mattress, and it looked like someone was spending time there. And it was talking about it had some messages of some girl being abducted, and it was just really weird. And I was trying to find it.
Yeah, I remember that place was loaded with artwork.
Or it could be just someone just messing around and just like putting shit up there. I don't know.
Well, the pentagram on the floor in the chair, I mean, that kind of almost sounds like normal. Because it would be like, believe it or not, a lot of
Could be
ceremonials.
animals, like they were doing blood on the animals, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could have had some retard doing some shit like that. See, that stuff is like a completely like that, like, that's like the stupid shit people do with magic. That's like not really
And then even like
stuff to be doing.
even like when you go, like you start driving into the compound, you start seeing symbols of like pentagrams and upside down crosses. Actually, you know what? Since we're talking about it, I'm gonna play the trailer for it so you can
Go
see
for
it again.
Mm.
All right, here we go.
Deep in the Florida Everglades sits a once secret NASA contracted rocket test facility. Built in 1963 for the sole purpose of testing different types of rocket fuels to launch astronauts to the moon. Now a hotspot for urban explorers and local python hunters, this facility is also still being used for satanic worship and occult practices.
We found actually like probably about a 50-foot pentagram, red spray painted pentagram.
Yeah, let's get this out of that room. There's so many upside down crosses and shit, dude.
In the middle of the pentagram was a 3-legged chair, and at the base of that chair was what looked like a pretty large blood stain.
What's the odds of this thing saying Satan, when we're here, specifically looking to see if there's anything dark here to confirm what the python hunters found?
Let me ask you this.
What was that?
What happened?
There was a moan, a loud moan.
I got it on here.
Whoa! I heard that too.
So how weird is it? You go to a location and we're getting the devices are picking stuff that's happening, that what happened at the location. Like we're getting devil,
That is bugging.
Satan on another device, an Obulus, I think.
I'm sure we got other stuff too that we didn't even know what the words were. You know what I mean? Like we were getting a lot of weird stuff too.
You never
possible.
know.
I found that other that grand opening, by the way. You might want to write this down because this is going to be something that you are going to want to do an episode on. I'm for sure, and I want to see it when you do it. So it's Gotthard Gotthard base tunnel opening ceremony, and it is the strangest shit I've ever seen. So it was like it's in Switzerland. And they came out with did an opening ceremony for this tunnel, and everybody was like dumbfounded by
it's pretty wild. Just
right?
seeing some of the pictures, yeah. Yeah, I definitely gotta check that out. All those people in orange too. It's interesting.
Yeah, and like what does that represent, right? We don't know.
Yeah, it could be Kabbalistically orange would go like with a certain idea or energy of Hod, which a lot of my opinion, a lot of times when rituals are being done on TV, I do think they kind of have a Kabbalistic backbone to them, a framework.
You know, and what's funny is the first thing that I clicked on to look at this, it had the eyeball, and it's like an eye spinning, and it has multiple eyes around the one eye. which almost kind of looks like an angel, like the real depiction of an
Oh
angel.
yeah, the
right?
orphanum. Yeah. It has got the eyeballs and all the rings and shit. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
Which is like, if I saw that, I would shit my
Yo,
pants.
I was gonna say you'd shit yourself. None of the depictions of angels are actually kind of pretty. I mean,
yeah. No, very spooky stuff, right? So,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, and kind of kicking back a little bit to Aerojet. I mean, this place, they did find bodies out there. There was a couple murders out there. There was different things, and you had this whole facility that just was untouched, and you can get out there and you can do some weird stuff, and it's and when you get out there, you could feel that vibe, and one of the strangest things to me is I'm still a little skeptical when we investigate, but something that was very, very strange to me was that Eric kind of sat down. Hey, there's an eye symbol there for you, right next to the cross.
There's
That's
the window that the only way to get in there is you have to crawl in there.
yeah, the door's chained shut.
Yep, and you can weld it shut. Like someone out of the way brought a welder to weld it, and then you see the sleeping bag on the bottom.
She was 9. That's some interesting stuff. I would say, like some things. I mean, I'm not discrediting most of it, but a lot of like upside down crosses and pentagrams of pipe people just being edgy or like they might be doing shit, but see, like this is the thing. Like if I was doing this stuff, you'd see a lot more specific sigils and art. Like this is just the most like, to me, this doesn't tell me anything that they're doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like if like for me as a ceremonial magician, there would be like so many specific things detailing exactly what energy and stuff. I mean, not saying it's not, but just for me, I'm sure whatever that was going on there, odds are they probably didn't even know what the fuck they were really doing. They might.
Yeah. Now, is that dangerous? Then themselves? Is that dangerous?
Yeah, themselves? Yes. Well, let me even explain it this way. If you're doing something like that, the magic that's really going to take place and happen is feeding your own fucked up head with more hate and fear. You're actually fucking yourself up by even going through all this psychodrama because you're mad at so-and-so and want to get so-and-so.
A better picture.
Like you're really, like my opinion, you're actually really fucking yourself up by doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, but is it possible to act like if you start playing with this stuff, you're not into it, you don't really know exactly what you're doing?
You can probably set bad intentions for sure. Yeah. I would even say sometimes when you get weird shit going on, it might even be the practitioner that's actually causing it to happen. Yeah. See, now that, I mean, even now that one symbol is a little bit more specific, at least, that one with the cross and the two things, circles on it. I mean, that's used for the Church of Satan, but it also like goes with the alchemical symbol.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then 12 o'clock, I don't know what that means. Like, why would it say 12 o'clock?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do wonder about like she was only 9. The 9th sphere on the Kabbalistic tree would be feminine. So I'm just wondering.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there could be again, there could be more. There could be shit in there. I'm just not picking up.
Have you ever heard of
smiley face? I mean, that could be something as well.
Really, that's the first thing I said. I thought that it had nothing to do with nothing, and it was just some kid.
No, that's a deeply occulted symbol.
Which one?
The smiley face is actually a very deeply occulted symbol, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those all over the place.
Yeah,
and then remember the little dolls?
Oh yeah, so there's
creepy, dude. See, those things I would wonder if those were those could be something like tulpas maybe. Or you could even be trying to put energies or spirits into those things themselves.
The spirit transference, right?
Yes. Yeah, you could be doing that with those little dolls. I wouldn't touch those motherfuckers.
So there was a bunch of Dora the Explorer dolls, and they were strategically placed.
Yeah, it was weird.
Maybe they're watching the place.
There's another smiley face.
Hey, Eric, do you by any have a chance have a photo of that altar I found?
Oh,
Remember at the DoubleTree?
yeah.
Where was that? That was at Tree. What was the name of that place?
Double Street.
No, the actual name of the
14th.
park.
Oh, Okamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we run across a lot of weird things down here in South Florida. Like there's the oldest cemetery in Miami, Pinewood. I remember we went there.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that.
Man.
We went there to film an episode with Univision, the Latin network,
Oh wow! Holy shit! Okay.
and just during the day, there's just some weird shit. Like there was this one.
Santeria.
There's like this one tomb. It was like a box made out of stone, and it had like a little, like a roof, and it had a circular opening on each side. So it was like a box with like a roof built, and it's maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 4 feet high. So it's a 4x4, and inside of it were like just random pictures of women that looked like they were burned, but they weren't completely burnt. So, and then I saw like around the gravestones there was like these mason jars, and I don't know what the heck was in that, but it looked like it was like vomit. It was just really weird.
Somebody's concoction or something.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing.
So, like, yeah, what's your theory on on that? That's just another like occult like practices from Latin America, right? Like the Santeria
Oh
and
yeah.
and all that, right? Have you ever dove into any of that stuff or?
I know I would never have fucked with that shit myself, but no, I mean that shit is real. And
Nick's like, damn, dude, I'm coming down.
Yeah, because we have
available.
in Miami, there's such a huge Latin
I would
presence,
definitely
right?
come down there if you guys ever did some-
Haitian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely believe that stuff. I don't know. I've seen
Well, this
pretty wild
place,
shit happen from people fucking with that shit.
yeah, and that location is known for having finding like missing bodies of people near that location. Just
I think-
recently, like not too long ago, like maybe like 3 months ago, they found another body out there.
I really think Florida's a hot spot for weird shit just because of the location, anyway.
And you get
Yeah.
the mix of cultures too, right? You have so many different cultures.
I try to tell people that.
Even the underground aquifers and all the underground water running, believe it or not, is going to create.
Yeah, it charges up.
Oh
the
yeah,
area.
the limestone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys-
limestone's a conduit. You know what I mean? So here's another, like, you know what I mean? You know, first thing we think of is you know, and I know we're kind of falling into that same you know, when you hear occult, you think of you know, like you know, all the typical bullshit that, that everybody, you know,
I mean,
and we're kind of
that just happened for sure. I mean, it is.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's not you know, I understand there's a lot more to it than just the bad stuff people say, right? Like there's good things you could do. You could bring stuff upon yourself, right? And like that's one of the things you could do. You can kind of like and correct me if I'm wrong, right? But that like sometimes there's like I don't know, I don't want to call them different things, but there's like things that you could do to kind of help manipulate the physical world, right?
Yes.
Hey, James.
Yes.
We got an
That's
interesting chat going on here, by the way.
That's probably most of the magic, believe it or not, that people are practicing, actually, unfortunately. But you know, how would I explain that? The people that I have on my show or that I deal with, we don't look at it like that. But most, even when I started getting into this stuff, I really thought that was really all to it at first. And yeah, unfortunately, and I will be straight up, I think that is all black magic. If you're trying to change the world around you, that's black magic, in my opinion. You know,
so
with the magician doing like what I would say white magic, just, you know, lack of a better term, is working on yourself
Pulling
completely.
a rabbit out of a black hat, I can do that.
is to literally work on yourself to have an experience with God. And that's it. You know, so if you're chanting change and manipulate the world around you, you're already going about it.
So Christians do that, right?
Oh, everybody does it.
Yeah. What's the most
So-
profound experience you ever had?
Crossing the abyss. I do believe that I've done that, and that's what changed my life and changed my outlook on a lot of stuff. That made me leave the OTO, in a sense, too. It made me start my podcast. That's also like even kind of a little bit what made me even look into it a little bit more with the scientific angle, especially physiology, because exactly what she said. Physiology, because I even had certain, even issues, physical issues that happened after I, crossed the abyss. So obviously there was something going on with the change, within my body when it happened. So I started looking into it, like the whole eyeball thing. I started wondering about the eyeballs because every time it happened, I did it 4 times. Every time it happened, one of my eyes would pin and the other one would get bigger, the pupil. Like I would have like flight and fight at the same time,
Wow,
so
interesting.
yeah. So like that made me already sort of like wondering what the fuck's going on with my eyes with this situation. And just other things too. I had blood issues, and you hear a lot of stuff about like, I don't want to say too much, but like adrenochrome. I'm not saying it's necessarily that, but there was like a lack of stuff in my blood after from fucking around with it that eventually, came back on its own. But so I did realize like it was just some weird physical ailments that I suffered from, I think, fucking with it so much in a short period of time as well. Because I had the experience, and then I probably, it rocked me to my core to where I didn't fuck with shit for a minute. And then I was like, let me try like meditating and all that stuff.
Now,
And
is that a real thing? Adrenochrome?
What? I mean, yeah, I think it's a little bit misunderstood though.
But I mean, it comes from adrenaline, like from.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the adrenaline gland and all that stuff into your blood. But yeah. But the only reason I'm not saying too much is because I believe it or not, YouTube will hit you pretty hard sometimes for that.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's why I really, yeah.
Gotcha,
Not that I have a problem talking about it. It's just YouTube for some reason does.
Yeah. And like, it's just it just baffles me. I mean, obviously there's something to it. If there's this many powerful people.
Oh yeah.
Into this, you know what I mean? Like, you saw that. Did you see that Alex Jones video a million years ago when he went into Bohemian Grove?
Yeah.
And all that stuff, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of those people, a lot of them are, obviously are into the occult. They probably have half a clue. But I do think a lot of what they're actually doing is more of like propaganda or psyops with the TV and like the new, like it's more of like we're just going to hand you stuff to believe that's fake, or we're going to show it to you in a different skewed angle. And like if I say this, it could like really bring in like a whole like, well, why do you call it Nazi magic? But I like that's what I would call like when the public's being mind fucked by visuals and audio. And I think that goes on like a lot right now. And like that's how these elites.
Oh yeah, they're for sure
really controlling us. I would even say like down to probably most of the conspiracy theories we believe is probably
TikTok. God, tell people to stay off TikTok. Damn it.
Yeah.
You know what's
we gotta pay some bills though.
I mean, look at like the last 10 years, how triggered politics has gotten both sides.
Oh, and I think that's by design.
That's what I'm getting at. Yes, I think that is like the master magician up there with like,
Well, I was talking about this the other day, right? Say, Eric, I know you're itching to get those commercials out there, but give me 1 second here. We, I forgot what the hell I was even going to say now.
Oh,
but
shit.
no. I mean, it's wild to think about the polarization, and if you keep people arguing amongst themselves, it's easier to control, and that's the bottom line, right? That's how I started, right? I always was into conspiracies, into different weird stuff, different And then, it all kind of dialed back into the paranormal, and the paranormal seemed like it was a lot easier for me, something that you can investigate on your own. You can go out
Yes.
there and do it. And
Yes.
where conspiracies, it's just reading other people's shit. And then, you know what I mean? Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
you can get
Totally.
hands-on with the paranormal, and that's kind of why I went that route.
Makes sense.
But yeah, we do have a couple of commercials that we got to play for our sponsors.
Speaking of the occult, you might like this trailer, our newest trailer, our newest episode coming out.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, cool. So yeah, we'll be right back in a few minutos. What's up? Mike and Eric from the Haunted Files here, and we got these pieces of paranormal equipment in our hand. Why is that?
Because we want to give a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, our sponsor. And you might see some of this equipment on your favorite ghost hunting shows. Is that right, Mike?
That's right, especially the Haunted Files on Paraflix.
And we're going to give you a special code for a discount on these devices.
That's right. So if you go to the Ghost Hunter store, you go to the website, when you check out, if you enter the code Ghost Gone Wild,
not Girls Gone Wild,
that's right, you get a discount on your purchase. So check them out. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal. What'd you do?
Happened.
You getting click happy over there?
What's up, everybody? I'm Eric, and this is Mike from the Haunted Files. And Mike, we got something special to tell everyone, right?
We do. We have an amazing product here. This is from Haunted Happy Hour, where they make spirit-infused coffee. And what's cool about this product right here is it's the Haunted Files edition. It's a Dark Isles brew.
Yep, and it's got a blend of Irish cream, pistachio, and dark rum. A perfect blend to awaken your dark side, right, Mike?
Hell yeah, it is. And if you're feeling sluggish or you are ready to investigate all night, this is for you, man. And it is amazing tasting. And not only that, but what did Paraflix do for us and for the fans?
Well, you're going to get a special discount code that's on the package, and you're going to be able to get 3 months for free Paraflix. And who can they watch, Mike?
They can watch us and all the other amazing investigators on the Paraflix platform. So get yours today, and make sure you check out Paraflix and the Haunted Files.
And if you're feeling dead inside, get caffeinated with Haunted Happy Hour.
Are you ready to explore the unknown?
Eventually.
Brace yourself for a journey into the supernatural. Paraflix Paranormal Plus, your gateway to the paranormal, all-in-one streaming service. Dare to explore, dare to believe, dare to stream alone.
It does not want us here.
Sign up now and embark on a supernatural adventure like never before. Paraflix Paranormal Plus, the universal home of paranormal.
And that reminds me, guys, if you are unfamiliar, Eric and I have a show called The Haunted Files on Paraflix, and we're on season number 4 right now, and we're getting ready to drop our newest episode March 27th.
It's Friday night.
This Friday already?
It's Friday night already, yeah.
Friday night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Paraflix app. You can download it on your phone, on your tablet, on your smart whatever the hell you got, your smart TV,
Roku,
Apple TV, Roku, all that fun shit. You can download it on there. You can and you can watch us. It's super affordable, guys. A couple bucks a month. And come on, support us. Check it out. And we got an amazing episode coming out where we have. Say again.
Amazing guests.
We do. We have amazing guests. Eric? Anything?
Nope, go ahead. I'm still trying to find that damn box.
Oh, I think I found it.
Okay, cool.
All right. So I'm going to play a quick trailer real quick here, guys, for our upcoming episode. It's actually a 2-part episode because I couldn't squeeze all the shit into one less than an hour episode. So it's actually going to be 2 episodes. But check it out.
Welcome to the Haunted Files.
And tonight we are investigating the 1861 Masonic Lodge in Keysburg, Illinois.
And tonight we got some amazing guests with us tonight. Looking forward to getting in there. We got Patty Negree, Natalie Jones. Say hi, ladies.
Hey, hey.
And
hey, everyone.
We're going to get in there and we're going to do some different techniques and see what we can find.
Its walls have been borne witness to generations of men gathering in secrecy, bound by ritual, power, and tradition. But behind the closed doors of this former Arlington hotel, something else has taken root. Beneath the echoes of brotherhood and whispered oaths lies a dark chapter, one steeped in mystery, tragedy, and the unexplained. Locals even speak of shadowy figures that drift through the halls when the sun goes down. Disembodied footsteps echoing through the empty rooms, and chilling oppressed energy that refuses to fade with time. As night falls over Keysburg, we're stepping inside this historic lodge to confront the secrets that have been lingering for more than a century, and to uncover what still dwells within the haunted heart.
Welcome.
Hey.
Come on in.
Wow.
Thank you.
1861
Whoa.
Masonic Lodge.
Oh, yeah. They're here.
The case right now is important to you that we ask permission. You'd love to
Yes.
Whispers.
A lot of whispers.
A lot of whispers. Exactly what the second I walked
She's
in.
very, there's a lot, that energy really is just, it really is present.
Okay, can you back away from that, please?
Light and dark are turning, luck be in the burning. Light and dark are turning, luck be in the burning. Black spirits and white, red spirits and gray. Mingle, mingle, mingle who may. Tout, around and about. A world within and a world without. The good come in and the ill stay out.
It got weird.
Yo, that shit looks sick.
Yeah, dude, it got fucking weird, man, at the end there
Really
during the
good.
seance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jealous. That's awesome, dude.
Sick, right?
Hell yeah.
Good
Awesome,
experience.
awesome.
That was cooler than the lodge that I met you at that event. What was it?
Oh
Charles?
yeah, definitely. It was originally a hotel back in the late 1800s.
You know, now that you said the eye thing, like even when I was panning across all the Masonic symbols, you could see the eye. and
Yeah.
everything, right? Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, you start looking at like alchemists in the 1700s. They were drawing eyeballs inside like their occult books. Like literally the inside eyeballs. Like they're the brain, the nervous system. Oh yeah. Fucking wild.
Nuts.
So I mean, I guess that show hasn't come out, but you got some crazy. Did you get some crazy stuff?
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely did.
Yeah. And then we went to the basement.
And that got really, really
After
active
they
in
left.
there. Yeah, it was by ourselves. We just sat down there in the dark.
Everything's upstairs. We had the whole place to ourselves. They pretty much.
Oh, that is awesome.
They gave us the code to get in the door, and we just pretty much locked the door.
Yeah, and then after Natalie and Patty left, it was late, so me and Eric just went down to the basement by ourselves, locked the door.
It's almost like a hidden door.
And we sat down there with the night vision on and just sat. And there was one time I don't want to give shit away, but fuck it, because maybe it'll make people interested to watch it. We literally heard somebody walking upstairs where we got freaked out that we thought somebody entered the house, and Eric had to go up there and check it out.
Yeah, I had to go up.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
like
thought somebody was in
Actually
the
make you
like,
think
dude,
it's
the
a
door
person.
locked.
Scary.
Yeah,
it
we had all our
was.
equipment upstairs laying out on the table.
So we didn't want to get anything stolen. We literally thought somebody like got in.
Well, throughout there was a bar, and like throughout the night, random people were coming up, and they're like, "Are you ghost hunting? Are you guys filming? Can we come?" It
Yeah,
got
that was
to
like earlier in the night when it was like
yeah.
when
So
that
we
place
thought
was
it was
still open.
another person that was up there that probably like was probably shit faced and staggered in there.
Yeah. So what I was gonna do. So let me tell you the quick little story here, and you tell me what you think here. And I also think this is something that kids might be screwing around with, too. Like they get a scare and they're might be dabbling around in things that they don't know exactly what they're doing. But I do think that there is some validity to some things, right? So
Oh yeah.
in this park,
It's going to be our occult guru for our investigation.
yeah, we're gonna have to have you on the team so we can ask you
No, I would
questions.
come down there, man. Just tell me, I'll show up, man. If you ever go to the place, let me know.
Yeah, let's do it.
I would
Let's do
definitely.
it, man. I'm
Dude, I
down.
would think it'd be so fun just to get to look at the shit and be able to. I mean, I'm sure I'd see a lot more shit that you probably normally wouldn't catch.
That's what I mean. That's what that would be.
Especially the Masonic place. Oh man.
Yeah, there's so many things because I don't know shit
that I would have known to even call for, maybe to see if you can get to the attention. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like there was one thing it said DES, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And Patty's like, that's Daughters of the Eastern Star. That was like,
yeah.
So she knew because but yeah, no, it's definitely to have somebody with us that has the knowledge is awesome. And so this place here in the woods of Stuart, Florida, and this is in the actually, I'm sorry, it was a Fort
Pierce.
right?
Port St. Lucie.
One of these days we'll get the right place. Port St. Lucie, Florida, in the 70s. There, and I'm going to try to sum this up so that we don't get too long with this. But it was a serial killer, and he was actually a police officer, and he was actually going to be trying to get into the Baptist church and all this crazy stuff. Would go around and pick up hitchhiking girls in the 70s that were together in pairs, and he would pick them up in the cop car. And the last time he did it, he picked them up and he went to a tree and he tied them up. And this is on Hutchinson Island. He tied these girls up, and he got an important call that he had to leave. So he's like, shit. And he left the girls tied up, and he went to the call. And then when he was at the call, they got free. And when they got free, it got back to the police station. Obviously, the chief calls this guy back, Gerald Schaefer, calls him back and he says, "Man, you're in big trouble." And he goes, "What? I was just trying to scare them. I wanted to make sure they didn't do it again. I just wanted to scare them and this and that." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know about that." But then they ended up looking into some things, and they found a couple hog hunters in a totally different area in this woods found the remains of two girls that linked to very similar to the way they were tied up and everything. So they convicted him. They found the bodies and the remains. And not only did they just find the remains, they found that these parts were like molested. They were parts hanging from trees. There was really sick stuff. Going back into the history of this guy, he was a serial killer. They say that they have almost proven that there was 35 killings. But he's saying that he said there's over 100 more. He started admitting stuff like when he was in jail.
Brag about it.
Yeah, he used to brag about it, and he ended up becoming friends with Ted Bundy. Yeah, and looking back into it, this guy was real sick. He used to dress like, I don't know if you've seen some of the Ed Gein stuff.
Yeah.
Very similar stuff to that. Dress up women's clothing. He would choke himself, tie himself to a tree. He would do a lot of weird things.
He would cut open and disembowel his victims. He would communicate with Ted Bundy while they were in jail, and they would brag about how many murders they had, and he would ask him if I murdered someone that was pregnant, what would that be considered? 1 or 2 murders?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so he was a
But they kept it hush hush down here because, you know,
yeah, 70s, Florida, a lot of spring breakers, a lot of people coming down,
tourism.
a lot of money coming in from tourism. So they didn't blow it out of proportion. They didn't want to get it out, you know. So, but if you look back in YouTube and you type in Gerald Gerard Schaefer and you listen to some of the interviews, this is probably one of the sickest serial killers. Because he just the way that how nonchalant.
He was a teacher. He was a teacher, school teacher at one point.
Yeah.
Gerald
John Schaefer.
Gerald John
Schaefer, yeah. So this tree, there's 2 trees out there now, and he was into the some occult practices and some weird shit and some other stuff, and like, so what happened was they now, you go out to this tree. There's 2 trees. They call it the Devil's Tree, right? And this part is urban legend, right? So supposedly they were going to cut the tree down. The chainsaw kept failing.
They do practice occult at that tree.
Yeah, getting there, right? So they couldn't cut down the tree with the chainsaw, kept failing. They couldn't cut down with axe would break. And this part is all hearsay. Then they tried to burn it down. They couldn't burn it down. And then if you took a piece of the bark and you gave it to somebody, something bad would happen. They would get and like I guess the guy that was trying to cut down the tree, he was a city worker, you know, and when he left after the chainsaw, he got into an accident. And I guess it was a fatal accident. That part was true.
Poured cement in the tree, so they couldn't cut it. They couldn't cut it down.
Yeah, and then that's when the satanic worship and everything started coming to the tree. Now people are coming to save the tree. They're taking pieces of bark and they're doing magic with it. They're doing stuff. There's been a lot of people seen out there in cloaks and different things and practicing with fires and practicing stuff and doing stuff around the tree. So we met up with a guy that wrote a book called The Devil's Tree, and he dug a lot farther deep into it. And he, Keith Rommel is a writer, and he took a metal detector out there and started finding different things. And he found the original FBI footage and showed us where there was trees that are still cut down from when they were looking for other remains. And the tree that they actually found the bodies on was a different tree than this one. He said they called this one the locals tree, and that tree where it really happened was just around the corner. So we investigated both those trees. The second tree where it actually happened, like where he actually did a lot of real sick shit, we brought mediums out there and didn't tell them. They wouldn't touch it. They wouldn't go near the tree. And this is without saying anything.
Got sick. She couldn't take it anymore. She's like, I got to get out of here.
And this is not like we brought him to like we told him we're going to bring you to a place, and we're not going to tell you about this place, and we're going to bring you over, and we brought him over here, and what do you feel? And they're like, no, fuck this. I want out of here. I'm not touching that thing. I'm not going near that tree right there. And they pointed to it, and like it was crazy shit, right? So the day
led us to the tree, remember? She led us to the tree.
We said that, yeah. We got to the park, and it's a forest, dude. It's not like you're gonna know where this thing is, and you can't even find it like online, like or a pinpoint. They just kind of say like it's in this park. She had no idea. We pull up there, and we're like, "Can you lead us to what we're gonna follow you?"
She's from Chicago. She's never even been there.
Oh shit!
And she led us to the tree. That was unbelievable. So I also the day that I went out there during the day to scout it out before we're going to go at night. Obviously, you know, I want to go see where it is, check it out, see what's going on. And I found a very weird box that somebody made, and they use like puff paint on it. And I've asked a couple people what it was, and a couple people told me some different things. And I want to see what you think that these symbols or what this.
Yeah. Let me see. You have. I can see this thing.
Yeah. Let me see if I could. If I just found it here. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Yeah.
Downloads.
Yeah, that tree shit sounds crazy. Did you guys?
Yeah, it's called Florida Devil Tree. If you want to check it out, if you want to look it up.
Florida this Deviltree. Mike did a good YouTube video on it with them.
Yeah, there's a couple of them I did
He
from a couple
investigated
different.
like a forensic science, so he has a pretty interesting story on it, or not story, but facts that he's found.
Why am I not finding this now? Share image. Desktop downloads. No.
You trying to share the box?
Yeah. Nothing's easy.
Share the screen. Screen share.
Yeah, I thought what I did is I downloaded it to.
I got you.
So why don't you guys keep chatting about the Deviltree a little bit while I find this? I know I have it. It just take me 2 seconds.
I'm getting scared.
Did you like do any readings over by the tree or anything?
The lady that led us to the tree, she actually she got sick, so she couldn't take it after a while, but she ended up doing a tarot card reading, but I don't know.
Oh, like you didn't bring any of your equipment and try to like get
Oh
No,
yeah,
no, we got a
dude.
lot of shit.
No, our equipment was getting shit. It was crazy. Like right there on the tree, like things that shouldn't be going off. Like our REM pods were going off around it. We got these toys, these cat balls that are motion activated that light up. Those were going off for no reason.
Really?
Yeah. We were getting EVPs regarding to the murders on our recorders. Yeah, it was wild.
We did an Estes session there, and I was saying the dude's name, like, so right next to that same area there was it used to be old cattle farm, and there were still some structures like they were remains, like from an old, like ruins almost from like the early 30s, and some of them had like some symbols on them, and obviously I'm jumping to conclusions. I'm like, you know what I mean, like what are, then I sat down and said, let me do a little bit more research and see what I can come up with, and I think I found out what the symbols mean. But like I said before, I'd be
surprised how many like symbols are on houses. I mean, I don't even know if people realize what they're doing when they even use them as decorative things. But like as an example, you go to Pennsylvania, you're gonna see that mandala fucking thing on a fuck ton of houses somewhere, and that can go back to people who actually know what they're doing. That is like the sigil for their family or their like themselves. But most people think it's art, decorative, and it's on a lot of houses. But back in the day, the Pennsylvania Dutch Magic, they would do that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've ever been up there.
Yeah.
See like those fucking big mandala type things, like above the garage on a house peak.
Yeah.
Back in the day, people were making that for a reason.
Oh yeah, super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you would. So this is the tree, by the way.
Oh man, it's specifically the Amish.
No, I don't know. I mean, we were. Where were we? Oh, there's a tree.
That's the tree. That's an oak tree. It's like 150-year-old oak tree.
Oh shit.
And then let's see what else here. And then this is what I found out there that is a little odd. I have a couple pictures of it, so we'll show them. So I found this. I didn't touch it. On the back, it had some coins on it and like a little, like I think there was like a little necklace or something on it too. And on the back, this is next to the cattle ruins that's near the tree. So it was just far enough away from the tree where you couldn't see it. Like you had to look for it. I just kind of stumbled off and was exploring. And I found it. And on the back side of this, there's a door with a knob and a couple hinges. And I didn't want to open it, but I took like a stick and I kind of pried it open. You could see some eyes in there from an animal. There was an animal in it, dead. So somebody told me that this was like a fertility, some kind of fertility thing.
I guess you may be saying that from the cup and the moon. Honestly, this actually seems a little rather specific, possibly. So what I'm getting at is this person probably actually really, this is probably like something real, I guess, almost. Yeah, that looks like that's that. Oh man, I wish I could show this to other people.
You can.
Really,
I can send them to you or Eric or Whitney.
that writing on the side is very interesting. I mean that one thing on the bottom is would be like the moon, obviously that pentagram. I actually have
got
that.
the chalice.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
same shit on my arm. I wish I could see the other sides though.
Let me see if I got what else I got here. I should have took a lot more pictures than I did. Let's see what else.
Here's I would think that was like to say to the chat. I would think that was probably a chalice. That's why when you said something feminine, I thought maybe because of the chalice. And
there's the door.
Ooh, okay. Oh, that one symbol's interesting. I have
on the door.
Yeah, I have a half moon like that too. Well, that crescent moon. Yeah, that to me, that's an interesting symbol.
Interesting, and right, and I've showed this to a lot of different people, and nobody really knows exactly. And like that writing above the door, that doesn't. I don't know.
If the person, I find this person might have actually, actually have had some magical experiences. If they're using that symbol, the reason I think it's there.
And that's why I thought it was very interesting to me, because it's not your random upside down cross and pentagram. You know what I mean? This is.
I'm getting like something as simple as that could actually say some real serious shit.
Yeah.
Why do offering at that specific location on a room?
Where there was a bunch of murders on the tree. But everybody, there seems to be a lot of people doing this and doing magic and doing things around this tree.
Yeah, that's near the local tree. A lot of people think the murders happened at the local tree. A lot of people don't know the real tree where the murders happened.
Yeah, but this tree did have significance to John.
Oh yeah, they were practicing shit there. At the local street, they were doing black magic and rituals.
It looks like a mix of other shit too, which is very confusing. One side I thought it might have been Greek or Hebrew, then it almost looks Islamic, especially when you get into moon symbolism. But
let me see what else I got here. Here's another one from a little bit different perspective. And it was big. I mean, like if you put your arms out, like that's how big it is. Like it's pretty big, like to carry. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how I don't think somebody carried this out in the woods. I think they carried. I couldn't tell. So what I think they did is they carried the pieces and they screwed them together when they were out there. See the hinges on the side?
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, they put that one door on, or maybe just one side on.
And then you got the two sticks laying on top.
Yeah,
like a cross. That's
Like
I wouldn't have opened that shit
like that.
No, I didn't touch it.
Fuck that. I mean, even a black cube too is just very interesting. I mean, that would go back to Saturn. A black cube.
Are those dimes on each corner on the top?
Yeah, they were quarter. They were like dimes or quarters or something.
Quarters.
So, and then right next to this is there. Remember, I was telling you about the cattle. So somebody said they're personal sigils. It looks like Arabic and Greek. In the chat there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks like it's like a mixture of shit.
So this was what really tripped me out, right? And I think that I found out what this is, and this might have a logical reason. But this was on
I'm just retarded. It's Arabic.
This was in those ruins next to it
That's
from
the sigil of Saturn. That's the planetary sigil of Saturn. Really? Which would go with a black cube as well. A black cube would go with Saturn.
Didn't someone tell you that that's a branding sign?
So
it almost looks like Keith Raniere.
So I reached out to the state of Florida, and I said, "What are these old ruins out here in this park?" because they're really old. Like there's a you can tell there was a well there, like an old well, iron, and it's all falling apart. Like this is just the foundation, and they're like, we have no records of anything. And I'm like, you guys are full of shit.
Sigil of Saturn. I mean,
so what I ended up looking into this, and I took it might even be easier now with AI, but somewhere I found that this is a cattle brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
is
and they're
wild.
still, and the cattle brand is still being used in Naples, Florida. So, but I don't know, because like I'm tripping out. I'm like, what the fuck is this symbol now? And just all this weird stuff in this park, man. And it's just a little park, and they didn't remove anything. It's all still there, and you can literally take a leisurely stroll through this park, through a little
That's
trail.
interesting. That whoever poured that cement did that, man.
Yeah. And this was in the 30s.
And what was there again?
This is what the state told me, and this is what I did a little research. Was a cattle farm. But that doesn't make sense. What kind of cattle farm has steps like this? Things aren't lining up, and the state doesn't want to say anything about it. They were like real weird about it when I was asking them.
Did they have pigs?
Well, someone also said it was a boys' home where like nuns lived there. I don't know if that was a rumor.
Yeah, I think that might have been a rumor. Yeah, this is just a very, very weird place, man, in these woods.
Somebody even said it could be the Inuit room. I mean, it is. Yeah, I guess I could agree. There is some things missing from it, but it's very close to the Sigil of Saturn to me. The Sigil of Saturn would have a line through the middle.
Let's see what this is. This might give you a little better perspective. Why won't this one come up? There was an issue with your file. Oh, that's nice. The weird thing is, like, when I called the state, they were like real weird about it.
Oh, yeah, it does look like that too, though. Shit, yeah, it does actually look like that.
You see the old iron like back there, and the tree roots all grown through it. Like, this is old. This is real old. And I even found one of the bricks, and it had some lettering in the bricks. And I looked it up, and the brick was like one of the first brick builders in Florida. They went back like to the late 20s. So it's old.
That's in Port St. Lucie, Florida, where these murders were happened.
And then what I was thinking is, right, maybe these weren't knocked down at the time.
Can you pull up the box again? Because that looked like it had it looked like it had a rune on it. Because that is, if I don't know, if maybe Eric, if you want to look it up, that guy's right. INGUZ rune. That's exactly what that looks like to me, almost. Yeah, I don't know. Those almost look like runes. I'm not good with. That is interesting, though. Yeah, I don't know. These could be some sort of runes.
That's who I asked. She was really into runes, and she said there were fertility runes. But I said, why? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would fertility runes be on a box with a dead animal in it, right next to a thing called the Devil's Tree, where there was a lot of murders?
Well, death and rebirth, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Death, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's too much to probably explain, but I could see that.
Somebody wrote here. Check this out. Meaning to greet, salute, welcome, or embrace.
The F-looking one is a Florida old boat docking station symbol.
So this is on a canal, and the people that found the bodies in the 70s were hog hunting.
This is interesting. You might be better off asking the people in my chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're all popping in here. They're squatter rooms. Yeah, very, very, very strange stuff.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any time, and we're gonna do something eventually on this tree and this whole story. Eric and we're gonna put together a little documentary of some of the interviews, some of the stuff that happened. And so it's going to be a little bit of true crime. It's going to be a little bit of the occult. It's going to be a little bit of paranormal. It's going to be a little bit of everything interesting. And so it's going to be fun to see. But I'm looking forward to doing that project. Maybe we can have you be a part of it and help us out with this stuff. So I mean, but yeah, it's super super interesting because it has all the aspects of everything that is mystery, you know.
Yeah. And too bad you can't put the feels into the video, you know, because it definitely has the vibe.
Yeah, that looks crazy though, man. Got me interested in that tree shit.
Yeah.
That's some interesting shit to me.
So Gerald John Schaefer, he had some really sick images that he has drawn, and you know, even in his mugshot, he's got like this really creepy smile. You know, he was a real sick dude. You know, he just got arrested for the murder of a ton of young girls, and he is smiling like he just won the lottery.
Sick fuck.
Yeah. And
well, that is another thing though, when it comes to serial killers and people that go out and do some like horrific, crazy crimes. I actually think a lot of those might be more occult than the news will ever tell you. I do believe that actually.
Well, this guy admitted to dabbling in and getting into and doing occult things and getting into all this and yeah.
And I won't even say it's due to them thinking they're killing somebody for something. I actually think it's a side effect of like them getting fucked up over what they're doing. They're not even themselves anymore, and they just go out and do sick shit. Like I do think that's actually like
Ed Sheen's the model that they follow. Have you seen that documentary on Netflix called Mindhunter?
Yeah, yo, that series.
That was
I
pretty
wish
cool,
they made
right?
another one, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like did
they're supposed to be doing another one on what's her name? Lizzie
Eileen
Borden.
Warnos?
No, Lizzie Borden.
Oh, Liz Borden.
Mm-hmm. So here's another save image as. I'm gonna get in trouble for just having these saved on my. Yeah, and you know, it's something about this fucking tree.
Yeah,
that
weird.
Makes you want to like go back out there and keep going back out there. It's really strange. Like, you know, it's like you want to keep investigating it, you know. And it's super spooky. The vibes that you get out there are just insane.
I was there not too long ago with Franny. Nick, you met Franny, and she could have sworn that she was hearing like footsteps around. Now I'm just thinking like, that was a weird forest noises, but
no, I'm telling you,
she was
there's
not
something
comfortable there.
There's something to it. There's something to it out there, man. There really is, and there's very, very few places. So this is your this guy here.
Yeah,
some of his drawings, and they get real bad.
Oh shit!
But this is from police evidence. They actually found a box of a bunch of teeth he saved.
Fuck.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of cool that like we're no longer on the KGRA digital broadcasting network. So now I can do things like this. We can talk and show stuff like this. So that's why I was kind of like,
yeah, you have some more
a
freedom.
little bit more freedom. Yeah,
that's cool.
But yeah. I mean, if you want to get real kind of disturbed one day, check that out. Check out his John George Schaefer's.
I pulled him. I have his Wikipedia.
Or Keith Rommel's book, The Devil's Tree.
Devil's Tree is fiction. He did all the research and did everything, but then he put his own fictional twist on it. So
got you. Okay.
So I don't know if it was for legal reasons. Yeah, or something, but yeah, and but if you look at his interviews, that's when is really you could see. But no, and like Eric was saying, so as far as paranormal goes, right, we had an EDI out there which measures temperature, EMF, vibration, all that fun stuff, and we had it laying against the tree base, and there was nothing around. It was like a little padded like leaves, and you could see it going blink, like this is temperature. I mean, I'm sorry, vibration. Almost like footsteps going around the tree. And we tested it, and Eric went up there and started stomping on the ground, like right next to it.
And get set off.
No, nothing.
See,
what's a bloodroot tree?
Oh.
I know the roots were like underneath in the ground. Like there's some trees where the roots are like outside.
It's an oak tree. I don't know what that means.
Oak tree. It was an oak tree. That's what it was. Yeah. Silver oak.
That's wild.
So, but you do think that something was up with that box, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have to come back on your show.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I know I had asked you earlier if you had stuff that you've done since last time I talked to you, for sure. Yeah. Especially after that Freemason thing drops, at least you can probably talk about that on my show.
We got an interesting episode coming up soon that I told you about, but we're not going to discuss because it's a surprise.
Yeah.
The doll. But
yeah.
We would love to come on your show and talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And there were some haunted artifacts that were there too that were pretty weird looking too that we could talk about.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I'll get some other guys on too.
Stay tuned for the Haunted Rejects.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be fun. Yeah, I haven't really done too much paranormal, so I'm like due for it.
All right, good.
Yeah, I like that stuff. It's always fun.
Dude, I'm your go-to guy. All right, look it up. Where in North Carolina are you?
I'm in Greenville.
Okay, there's some stuff.
North Carolina.
Yeah, we did the USS North Carolina not long ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we have an episode. Hopefully people would subscribe to Paraflix and watch the Haunted Files, because we got an episode on the USS North Carolina.
I think you told me about a museum that was over here. I think it was you who told me about it. Some oddity.
Yeah. There's an oddity museum there as well. But damn, we like went well over our time.
Yeah, that went by fast, dude.
So Nick, tell people that are in the chat that don't know you where they can find you, about your show, any upcoming things coming up in your life that you would like to share.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. No, not really. I don't have really anything coming up. I mean, for show wise, I do have. Sorry about that noise in the background. I don't know if you heard that. Show wise, I do have some interesting stuff coming out, kind of showing sacred architecture, like how the sound and like reverberation on frequencies actually affects the human body itself, the nervous system, and stuff like that. And I got that coming out, and I might be actually covering the eyeball and like stuff with like brainwaves and stuff. Get a little bit more sciencey, but I will be drawing it to how I do think.
You know what's funny? Have you ever heard of the goggles I made, the Delco goggles? you seen those?
Yes,
I was
I
there
have.
at the event.
Yeah, I gotta try those things out. I want to try out that God fucking mask.
Yeah, so check it out, man. We actually wanted to step it up and try a little further. So we tried this thing called TDCS, transcranial direct current stimulation, where you're sending pulses into your frontal lobe, and while you're doing the sensory deprivation experiment with the red lights over your eyes, and you're listening to a spirit box sweep a radio station, just white noise. Well, it's more like pink noise or brown noise.
I should try
right?
that.
And the results were absolutely fucking mind blowing. It's I know Eric's wanting to wrap up. I'm going to give you this. It's 1 minute. 1 minute, if you guys don't mind. If you got to go, we got to go.
No, check it out.
Transcranial direct current stimulation, TDCS, is a non-invasive neuromodulation technique that involves applying a low electrical current to specific areas of the brain through electrodes placed on the scalp. This method aims to modulate neuronal activity and has gained attention for its potential in cognitive enhancement, rehabilitation, and treating various neurological conditions. The electrical stimulation is believed to influence neuronal excitability, promoting or inhibiting synaptic activity. While TDCS shows promise in enhancing learning, memory, and motor functions, ongoing research aims to better understand its mechanisms, optimize protocols, and explore its therapeutic applications in conditions such as depression, chronic pain, and neurological disorders. The Haunted Files team is going to test this method in conjunction with the Delco experiment to see if this will help communicate with the afterlife.
So yeah, we've been trying some of that, and it's Eric. Eric did it, and
oh my, it drains you too. It almost puts you in a psychedelic mode.
I can see that. Yeah.
We were at a location where we were at an abandoned hospital in West Virginia. We were talking about West Virginia, the same place, Williamsburg, West Virginia, at the old hospital on College Hill. And supposedly years ago, there was a guy that shot a police officer, and he was in that hospital because I guess he got shot or something. So he was like recovering. So the police came and gave him a visit, and supposedly they came and gave him a visit and threw him out the window. Yeah, like 3 floors, and he survived. Yeah. Or some people, the other story is some people said that he lost it or he wanted to commit suicide and he ran out and threw himself out the window. So we ended up doing.
No, he died. He died.
Oh, he well, a few days later, right? It was
Yeah.
So so we did the session like right by the window where he got thrown out. And dude, at one point, I felt like I was riding on a stretcher on my back, going down the hallway. Of course, everything was red because I'm looking through the goggles, but I see like the lights like flashing, like I'm getting pushed down the stretcher down the hospital hallway. It was just really weird.
But yeah, I mean, we had our buddy Joe do it one time, and he was saying that he was seeing like spirals, like almost like a hurricane, and then
wow,
and then the next
hurricane.
Oh, and then he saw a pyramid with, and then and a lot of crazy stuff, dude, like pyramid and the symbolism between the pyramid.
Yeah, if you're sensitive, you pick up a lot more shit. Like melting walls and people popping out walls and another person popping out and like
that is wild.
Yeah, people seeing like faces like coming out and like going away and like coming in.
Patty agreed that on Ghost Adventures, you saw her in our trailer in our next episode. She says it's like tripping on acid without the drugs. That's how it felt for her. She was seeing like this brick wall and like the bricks were melting and then people were like popping in and out like through the wall.
That is kind of bugged the fuck out.
Yeah, it's wild.
Damn. We gotta try one of them things.
Yep. And if you want to try it and you want to buy the goggles, Mike, where can you get them?
Oh,
actually, yeah, I'm selling them through the Ghost Hunter store, man, and I wasn't building them to sell them. I just had so many people asking for them that I just said, you know what, I'm going to give them to the Ghost Hunter store, and we made a little deal there, and he's going to sell them through there for me. But yeah, you can get them, and yeah, and if you use the code word Ghost Gone Wild, you get a discount off your purchase. But yeah, and also if you want to find anything more about us, you could check out the Haunted Files on Instagram, or you could check out my website, flaparanormalresearcher.com. And then what about you? Is there where can people find your podcast and all your stuff?
The Occult Rejects, BitChute, Rumble, YouTube, all major podcasts. You'll find on Apple, Spreaker, Spotify, all that stuff. Yeah, the Occult Rejects, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely go make sure you check them out.
I do have, sorry to interrupt, I do have a website. I keep forgetting about that, actually. occultresearchinstitute.org. If you like to read, there is tons of free readable information on it.
Awesome.
Definitely check it out, guys. Eric, where can they find you, my brother?
You can find me as Ghost Hunter of South Florida on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Eric Vanderlawn on Facebook. And actually, Mike and we got our next Paracon coming. If you're up in near Fieldsboro, New Jersey, or near Philly area, come see us at the White Hill Paracon May 3rd. We'll be out there. And you're going to have a lot of paranormal celebrities there. So check it out.
Absolutely.
And for the new people in the chat, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like and check out our future shows. We try to bring on amazing guests like our friend here, Nick.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, people from my side, go over there and smash that subscribe button, please.
Yep.
Yeah, same here. Too. And if you're watching from our side, make sure you go check out the Occult Rejects.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah,
it was a good time, man. I appreciate it.
We'll have to bring you back. And I think we're officially going to make you our occult guru for our investigations. Things we can't out, we'll send them your way.
I was going to say, you just take pictures and send them to me, dude. I'll definitely.
Fuck it, if you're available, I'll FaceTime your ass.
Thank you.
All right, Nick.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. And thank you for everybody that was watching and tuned in. And we appreciate it as always. And we will see you next Monday. Keep it spooky, folks. Something is wrong.
Freeze.